Hey guys, Punch2 here. Today it's covering Tennessee straight to modules. Secondary battery mod recommended. You could go with main battery mod too, but I do like the additional no penalty to reload. This thing's slow, really slow. You could go with propulsion mod to make it a bit less bearable, or you can go with damage control. This build, I embraced slowness. It's 18.9 full speed. I went for damage control to reduce the fires and flooding duration, and it is nice. This thing without the engine upgrade is slow. 16 and a half, and realistically you're going like 6 knots at a time without propulsion. So if you want to go with the super duper slow, you go with damage control. But if you want to get a bit more bearable, you can go propulsion to get a little bit more speed going on. Armor, 37% to be protection, decent health pool, decent armor, same amount of guns as New Mexico. I believe they do have better pen angles, or better pen, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's just what I've experienced. Secondaries, nothing to lap, nothing really great. Not bad. In terms of armor, pretty good. Pretty good armor. The Citadel is below the waterline. It's also protected by somewhat of a turtleback. These new American battleships have like inbuilt armor in their to-be protection, so it's kind of hard to see their armor profiles. But it does look like somewhat of a turtleback. I don't think it's a turtleback. It's a weird one. Anyway, the Citadel is completely underwater, and it's also protected by the torpedo belt, so not very easy to Citadel these boats. You still don't want to get broadside. You'll eat some sizable damage, and with all tier 5 battleships you're coated in 25, so 15-inch guns will hurt you pretty bad. In terms of builds, Flammecanier, drill bits, marksmanship, and beyond range. Range is quite important for these guys because you definitely want, you're not going to be moving anywhere, so you want to have a big range. Scharnhorst, if you have her. If you don't, I'd recommend Cunningham. And then second inspiration, I would go for Shard, because that's my personal preference. I like the additional penetration, but you could go with a double accuracy build or whatever tickles your fancy, really. All options are pretty darn good, but yeah, the Tennessee is a beast. Additionally, as well, camo on this thing has white turrets in the front too, and has a red turret in the back. With the black camo, it really does pop. This is completely nothing to do with the MasterClass. I just think it looks amazing. So yeah, just a wee side thing, a little bit different from what I usually do. If you compare it to New Mexico, you see there, it's a bit more of a chunkier ship than New Mexico. I think it's a bit easier to damage. As you can see, the pre-protection does not protect it the same way as the Tennessee does. That being said though, the New Mexico is still very tanky. It's got a lot of armor and it's very hard to Citadel. So it's just worth noting that probably the Tennessee is a little bit more tanky than New Mexico. But yeah, definitely worth noting. Anyway, without much further ado, we'll head right into a battle. So, Tennessee and all the other equivalent ones that are slow, which is not the North Carolina, you definitely want to be getting yourself into a central position, preferably behind some sort of cover, because obviously you don't want to be stuck in a crossfire because you cannot get out of anywhere. I'm going a wonderfully quick 10 knots, 11 knots, 12 knots, holy crap, the wind is in my ear. Things slow, but it's not about the speeds. You definitely want to get yourself a position where you'll be encountering a lot of enemies that you can shoot at, because you need to get a good amount of range. As you can see, my range covers about nearly half the map for a tier 5 map, which is pretty decent. So you definitely want a lot of range of these guys. You want to be getting yourself into a central position as long as it's safe to do so. So, you know, if you're spawned on the seaside, you can push in the seaside, but your game will be on the seaside. So get yourself to a position where you can cover where you spawn is at, and you can get as much as you can get now. So, good thing about the Tennessee is it scans most of the time. In terms of accuracy, usually pretty good. Sometimes, yeah, you have shots like that. To be fair, the Pensacola didn't actually turn in trying to avoid that salvo. I did a really good job at it, so GG to that Pensacola. Now you notice we did slow down there to try and get another good shot on Pensacola, but it's kind of a fruitless adventure because this thing does not have propulsion. mod, so it doesn't slow down or speed up quickly at all. I would probably like to bet even with propulsion mod this thing doesn't speed up speed or slow down at all. So yeah, it's probably better to just go forward here, as I said. This being said though, American shell arcs are pretty good at shooting over islands. So if we are just stopped there, we probably could get a good shot off Pensacola. But we're going to keep pushing in, because the closer we get, the more things you have to do, the more things we can fight without having to move. The Tennessee in this, and with my build here, is all about embracing the art of the slow battleship. Your goal is to basically be a slow moving fort. And you know, these almost fixed gun emplacements have a limited capacity on this game here. Hunting down destroyers you just don't have the speed for. Hunting down anything you don't have the speed for. You attack what comes into your range. So you want to get yourself in a position here where I'm covering both B and C cap. I could fight the most number of enemies possible. I can angle away. I can always push forward into cover if need be. You find an escape route, and you know this is what you're defending. You're defending a valuable area. This way, I'm defending both Bravo and Charlie Cap. They're going to have to kill me in order to capture Charlie, and they're going to be in firing range of me if they try and capture Bravo. So we pick up our first kill here. We just finish off Pensacola, I believe? I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it was Pensacola. And we got a broadside here. Königsberg, okay. Usually priority is other cruisers, usually, because they're easier to kill and, you know, get them off the board. But broadside battleships, particularly things that are well armoured, will also be priorities. So this Bayern is a pretty good priority. There's a good chance the Königsberg will pop up again, but considering our friendly team there are highly up north, we honestly don't need to worry about that too much. Now, Sternberg has 6 km torpedoes, and we are not exactly a fast target to avoid them. He's running his sonar to spot us here, and he's probably going to go for the YOLO here. So, this is a mistake people make on the Tennessee. They think it's a very slow boat, so unable to dodge torpedoes. That is true, but it's not unable to dodge torpedoes. The turning on this thing is very good. Unfortunately for us, we don't dead strike him. We get 8 shell hits and 8 torpedo overpins, and the Sternberg has really badly potatoed his first set, 2 sets on either side. He's spinning around for either side. Oh, is he? What is he doing? Yeah, I think he'd be spinning around for his other set, because he's got 2 sets on each side. So hopefully we can kill him before he spins around too much and gets his set off. Rear turret of justice. Oh, of course there's a citadel, but that's fine. He's out. We're going to readjust our speed again, just in case he got the torpedoes off. Doesn't matter how slow you are, torpedoes are based off your predicted course, assuming you're at the same speed. So we're going to just simply change our course. That to torpedoes. And even at best case scenario for him, probably going to take 1 or 2 of his double set there. So yeah, not very easy for him. Bayern kind of gets kill stolen, but again, whatever, as long as he's off the board. We take him down. Tennessee is closest and most dangerous target. Königsberg might be worth a shot, but again, he is fighting a lot of the enemy team, a lot of our team, sorry, so he might not be worth it. I'm still considering it, because I can nag that kill good. Something to note for the Tennessee and some other battleships in particular, when you're fighting targets that are kind of angled, you aim for the upper deck and you still get a massive amount of penetrations and damage. You see 4 penetrations and 3 overpins. This AP is absolutely wonderful, and whenever possible, try not to switch from it when using other battleships. HE can be used, and it's perfectly fine to use HE, but when you catch those broadsides, you have quite a long reload, so you definitely want to be using AP and just using situations where you can. So when you're fighting something angled like that Tennessee was, you don't have to aim for the lower hull, you just aim higher up for the upper deck where you can still get reliable pens. In this case, he's giving almost flat broadside, so we're going to aim for the waterline, hopefully get something good. No, we hit 8 overpens. I think the shots kind of went a little bit high, but the fact that you hit him 9 times is still pretty nice and still pretty effective. We do our best to angle here. Angling is really good against Tennessee. You've got pretty good armor, as I said before, so you definitely want to use that. He's already fired his shots. He's got a similar reload to mine, which means I can afford to give him flat broadside and fire guns to try and finish him off. There we go. 6 penetrations. And he's out of there. Congo's next target for me, though something is capturing Bravo. Now, I know something's capturing Bravo, and I can't see it, so the chances are it's a destroyer or that cruiser. I'm spotted. Well, obviously, Jiggy's spotting me, but yeah, Congo's not spotting me. So, what can I do against a destroyer? Nothing much, really. It's not my job description, this basically. I can do what I can, but yeah. This is why I need the 3 cruisers to help me out. This is their job. As you said, this thing's slow. I'm not going to chase down a destroyer anytime soon, but by the time I get close to the cap, he would have capped it and moved on, and this is basically a fruitless adventure. My only hope is that he comes around that corner of the building. Now, this is where I make my one mistake, but then again, I didn't think the destroyer would be this way, so I would be switching to HE right now. That's what I would have done, that's what I should have been doing, and I definitely realised that. Again, this is MasterClass, sometimes you see showcase mistakes as well. So the Mitsuki actually tried to unirush me here, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think he'd do that. He didn't need to risk his health, and we smack him, yeah, but with HE that could have been a whole different story. So he could have been dead there straight off the bat. So yeah, bit of misplay on our part, but we didn't think he'd actually want to YOLO us and risk his ship. So, bit of a stupid play. We did break the Mitsuki gun turret, so he's literally down to 1 single turret. So that's kind of funny. We do our best to dodge what we can, and we have AP loaded for the Leander. Just the rear turrets of justice. Can we get something done? Ooh, yes we can. So he's out. We're going to run away and bring the Mitsuki towards our cruisers. That's the best thing for him to do. We gotta try and lead him towards our cruisers. Try and make him do something. Meanwhile, I can try and shoot the Congo, stopping our friendly destroyer cruisers from dying miserably. That's the hope. But they're all picking some weird stuff, and I just really hope them to actually rush that smoke screen. They've got sonar, they've got tools to deal with that Mitsuki. I've already taken them down to nearly half health, so it's, you know, really, come on, try and do something for team. This is not my job description. I hope you can actually do this. This is something you can do. Tennessee just simply too slow. I'm never going to outrun a Mitsuki unless he wants to get spotted, and after the last time he got spotted, he doesn't want to get spotted again. So, yeah. Unfortunately for me, we have 1 cruiser chasing down the Mitsuki, and he's nowhere near where the smoke screen was. He's not even trying to capture Bravo, which we really need. We need capture points, we need that DD killed, and then finally, one of the last priorities is getting rid of that Congo. And our cruisers, are completely focused on trying to farm as much damage as possible on the Congo instead of just simply running away. Pure Pentacle is asking for help. Nothing I can do to help him. Simply too slow, really. And the cruisers are just not really willing to do much. So it's a little bit of a disappointment here. But all we can do in our Tennessee is simply help our team out with what we can shoot at. Meanwhile, slowly, trudging along, trying to aid our team as best we can. Now, if you look at the minimap, they seem to be following the Pensacola, which is nice, but one really should be separating off and going towards the Bravo cap, because we're 200 points away, I believe. And this Congo is not the priority. We need to stop shooting the Congo. Leave the Congo alone. Their job is simply to capture the objectives and get rid of the destroyer. Myself, I have no problems getting rid of the Congo. I'm just waiting for the opportune shot. Also, there's a New York I'm deciding what to shoot at first, because the New York's a much squishier target than the Congo is. So, really considering. So yeah, I think I'm going to turn towards the Congo and take a shot at the Congo. Though I do see the DD. Can I get a shot from the DD? It's so many decisions right now. The Congo's not a massive priority. He's not really going to live much longer. The DD is the biggest priority. You see the shells coming in from enemy cruisers, of our cruisers, shooting at the Congo. Really not great. I'm going to take a pot shot at the DD, try and weaken him a little bit. Some may say it's nothing. It's not a big deal. Congo's fast, but he's not fast enough. They take down the Congo. Congratulations. We're still 200 points behind, and we don't have a capture point. So DD was the biggest priority, really was, and it's just unfortunate. And it's a little bit too late to recognize that because he's already running away. Take my shots out New York. We pop a swatter plane up. Really accurate shots, and he's out. We do actually pick up Kraken, so that's always good. No other incoming threats nearby, so we're going to burn damage control here and switch to HE just in case the DD pops up again. And we're just going to trudge along. This game is over for me. I can't get anything done. If we look at the timer, 2 minutes 40. There is a slim chance I can get into the B cap and contest it, and that's about it. But yeah, nothing I can do really. We've used all our heals, we've used all our spotting, we're still pretty healthy, and yeah, nothing we can do. It's realistically just nothing we can do. So yeah, we're just waiting to lose this game unless these people can spot the destroyer. A little bit unfortunate. I don't think they're going to do it. And it's just, you can do what you can. You do what you can in your Tennessee, and this aspect of the game where you're trying to hunt down, chase down ships, it's just not in the Tennessee's job description. I did my job, it's up to the team to do theirs. We're spotted, so that's good news. It means he's in that detection circle, and hopefully we can do something about it. So I'm actually, alright, okay. Mitsuki's misplaying here, because he just has to run away, simple as that. And he's not doing that, so we're going to pursue him a little bit, but it's fruitless adventure, really is, for Tennessee, because he's only going to get spotted if he wants to get spotted.
Torpedoes to port.
There's the torpedoes. We can turn in on time because this guy's running sonar. Maybe he wasn't, I'm not sure. But we do dodge these in our very slow Tennessee. And yeah, we're just doing what we can. This is the last couple of seconds of the game. Well, about 20 seconds left. Mitsuki's over there, just out of our island range. We can't do anything about it. No point slowing down, no point speeding up. Just, yeah, we can't do anything here. It's not a job description. Tennessee is all about getting a good position and then basically staying there for the rest of the game. So, yeah, nothing you can do. Anyway, this is resulting in a loss, unfortunately, but the results that we showed in Tennessee were still pretty good. So yeah, unfortunate, but in terms of what our ship could do, I think we fulfilled all the requirements. So, we got some campaign bonuses because that was our Kraken for the heroic efforts, which is always nice, and we jump up to a massive 43 in the campaign. So 129,000, 5 kills, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, Confederate, and High Caliber. So yeah, these are other games in Tennessee. This is a reliable ship, 147, 147, and then I did submit this, but it was beaten already, 158 in the Tennessee. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye for now.